does not matter. It doesn't matter. Whatever you say, whatever you do, whatever you throw at him, the best player in the NBA is gonna take you down. It don't matter who's on the court with him. Jamal Murray out the game. Michael Porter Jr. out the game. It don't matter. The best player in the NBA shows up, shows out, gets it done with a historic stat line. All season, we've been telling everybody. All season, we've been having this conversation. All season, we've been letting people know that Nikola Jokic is having one of the greatest individual seasons of all time. And at every step, at every turn, everybody always got something slick to say. Well, what about this? What about that? Denver Nuggets record, this and that. Oh, what about the defense? What about this and that? Well, how about this? How about this? Since you got so many issues with the language, let me tell you the facts. Maybe the information can speak for itself. 49 points, 14 rebounds, 10 assists, 16 of 25 shooting, 3 of 5 from the three-point line, 14 of 16 for a career-high free throw attempt from the free throw line, with 3 steals, a block, and a plus 15 in a game they won by 2. And y'all got the nerve to keep hopping on my Twitter. Y'all got the nerve to keep hopping on my channel, asking me, do I know what I'm talking about? Asking Nuggets fans, do we know what we talking about? Asking the SwipaCam community, do we know what we talking about? Well, guess what? I said it last year. I said it this year. I'm going to keep saying it all year. Best player in the NBA. Everybody was telling me. Everybody after Joel Embiid against the Orlando Magic on 17 free throws in 27 minutes had 50 points, 12 rebounds, and 2 assists. Everybody's like, oh my God, greatest performance. That's the best player in the NBA. That's the best center in the NBA. On the same night, the MVP of the NBA, the best player in the NBA, the most disrespected MVP in the NBA, gives you 49, 14, and 10, and a plus 15 in a game that they needed every single drop of blood, sweat, and tears he had. And folks got the nerve to ask us the question, is he a top 5 player? Is he a top 3 player? Is he the best player in the NBA? Sometimes words ain't enough. Sometimes the information that I present people, the advanced data, the statistics, the raw numbers, sometimes it's not enough. Sometimes they need to look and see for themselves. The eye test, they like to say. Well, guess what? What does the eye test tell you? The Denver Nuggets are 23-20. They are currently sitting in the 6th seed without Michael Porter Jr., without Jamal Murray. They are 8-4 in their last 12. They're 2 games behind for the 5th seed. They have been missing their number 2 and 3rd scorer from last season, missing 41.7% three-point shooter Jamal Murray, 44% three-point shooter Michael Porter Jr., and yet the MVP of the NBA is putting on a never-before-seen clinic, PER records, box plus minus records, defensive and offensive. The end of the night, the thing is, Jokic has scored 16 of 20 points. He had 20 points in the 4th quarter and overtime by itself. But at the end of the game, because the Clippers were tired of getting cooked, they said, you know what? We tired of getting messed with. We tired of him doing this to us. Let's double him on the last possession on the wing. When is the last time you seen a center get doubled on the wing? They doubled him on the wing, but because Nikola Jokic is literally the best passer in the NBA and one of the greatest 5 passers ever, he's standing on the wing, and on the opposite side of the court, in the opposite corner, he sees Aaron freaking Gordon, who we were asking and begging for to be a Denver Nugget last season. He sees Aaron Gordon sitting in the corner, makes the only person in the NBA that can make this pass besides Nikola Jokic is LeBron James. He makes a dart to Aaron Gordon in the corner, trust his teammate to get the job done, who had enough himself, had 28, 4 and 3 on 10 and 16 and 4 and 7 and 4 and 6 on a plus 21 by himself from Aaron Gordon. He shoots the ball to Aaron Gordon. Aaron Gordon makes the game-winning three-pointer on the game-winning assist from the best player in the NBA to one of the best all-around players, all-around defenders in the NBA, the ultimate utility man, our own, very own Aaron Gordon. And that's the game, folks. And Monte Morris, shout out to Monte Morris, 45 minutes, 19 points, 9 rebounds, 9 assists, 9 of 20 shooting, and he was a plus 14 tonight. And again, Will Barton didn't shoot well tonight, but guess what? Will Barton had a clutch layup in the fourth quarter to even give him a chance. 7, 4, and 4, 3 of 8, 1 of 5. He was a plus 6. Jeff Green tonight, 12, 4, and 3, 2 of 5, 2 of 2, and he was a plus 8 tonight. I don't have a whole bunch to say about the other stuff right now because we're going to spend this time hyping up the only man I can think of to hit 49, 14, and 10, not on crazy high volume. He shot 16 of 25 tonight. 16 of 25. That means he shot 64% from the field. He shot 60% from the three-point line. And let me get the math correct. He shot 88% from the free throw line, 87.5 to be exact. 64, 60, 87.5. 49, 14, and 10. And y'all have the nerve to ask Serbians, to ask Nuggets fans, to ask Michael Malone, to ask the Swipa gang, are y'all drunk out your minds? You think this is the best player in the NBA? Hey, the numbers speak for itself. Nobody else is doing this. Nobody else has a night like this. This is the best game of the NBA season, and it's not close. Again, Joel Embiid tonight had 50 and 12. Jokic had 49 and 14 plus 10 assists. And he shot 64% on 25 shots, and he made 60% of his three-pointers tonight, and he made 87.5% of his free throws. This is not a conversation. I'm glad. Guess what? It was on ESPN. It was on ESPN. So now when they wake up in the morning, they're going to spend exactly 30 seconds talking about this game because it wasn't LeBron James. It wasn't Luka Doncic. It wasn't James Harden. It wasn't Kevin Durant. It wasn't Steph Curry. If Steph Curry had a game like this, you wouldn't hear enough about it. He would be vaunted up to the Vegas odds for MVP. But guess what? You got to see on ESPN at the last game of the night on January 19, 2022, you got to see Nikola Jokic go absolutely ham on everybody and say, I'm going to show y'all in front of the world. Ivica Zubac had the best game of his career at 32 and 10 and 3, 15 and 19, and he was a minus 17. So again, y'all, everything needs to be held in context. Ivica Zubac had 32 and 10, best game of his career. He was great. Again, he found the happy medium in hitting those pop shots, and he hit them tonight, but he was a minus 17. Reggie Jackson tonight had 28, 3, and 12. 28 points, 12 assists, 12 of 22. He was a minus 2. Coffee, minus 20. Terrence Mann, minus 10. So everybody can say what they want. But that's what they did. The Denver Nuggets bench was awful. I'm not even going to spend a lot of time on them. Davon Reed, 4 and 2. He was a minus 6. Bones Highland, 6, 3, and 3. He was 2 of 5 from the three-point line. He was a minus 6. Zeke Naji tonight, 5 and 2. He was a minus 16. Facundo Campazzo was awful, 0, 2, and 0. They had to take him out in the fourth quarter when the substitutions happened because literally when they were just double teaming Jokic whenever Facu was in the game. They literally were just double teaming Jokic. And actually, this was I think this was in the third quarter, actually, when Facu came in. They were just double teaming Jokic off Facu's man, and he didn't play the rest of the night. Austin Rivers had a minus 14. He was also 0, 0, and 0. That Facu, Austin Rivers, I can't wait for it to be gone. I cannot wait for Brent Forbes to come in and take over that. But really, man, again, I just want to go ahead and say, you see the title of the video. You see what it is. You see what time it is. Nikola Jokic is the best player in the NBA. He put on an absolute virtual performance. And I rest my case. That's the best player in the NBA. I don't got to say anything anymore. It's been said enough. It's been communicated enough. The passes he was making tonight, he went on a stretch in the fourth quarter and overtime that was like LeBron James Detroit Pistons 2005, 2004-esque, where he was unguardable. He was getting the ball at the top of the key, driving past Zubac, putting Zubac on the post, spitting into the basket, getting offensive rebounds. He was getting deflections on the defensive side of the court. He got a deflection against Reggie Jackson, who tried to pin it off and give it to Zubac. And again, he stole the ball, drove down the court, gave it to Monte Morris. Monte Morris missed the layup. He tapped it in, and that tied the game up. The Nuggets were down 8 at one point in the fourth quarter, and he came back. And he got him back in the game, and he won the game for him. And then they got down 3 inside of overtime, came back, got him back in the game and won them game and put him over the top, 132, 128. Nikola Jokic, the MVP, the best player in the NBA, did this. I don't want to hear nobody else talking. I don't want to hear no more questions asked. I don't want to hear nobody putting no other case down. LeBron James ain't doing it this year. Joel Embiid ain't doing this year. Steph Curry ain't doing this year. Giannis Antetokounmpo, as much as I love him, second best player in the NBA right now, is not doing this season. Kevin Durant not doing this season. Luka Doncic not doing it this season. Devin Booker, Chris Paul not doing it this season. It don't matter who you put up there. They are not outplaying this man. When the Denver Nuggets were not on the court with Nikola Jokic, they were a minus across the board. Whenever the Denver Nuggets had Jokic in the game, they were a plus 15 in the game they won by 2. There's no argument, nothing else to say. He's the MVP, best player in the NBA. Show that man his respect. We will come back to you when the Denver Nuggets are back at it again, coming up in a couple days when they play against the Memphis Grizzlies on Friday. Let's go, SwipaCam. You already know what time it is. Best player in the